Exciting game. Didn't do a good job at halftime. Ball State did a nice job, as they did last year. They got a nice club, and Pete does a good job. They play well against us because I know it's a big game for them. But this is a big game for us. Our guys were ready. Didn't tackle good first half. Had way too. I don't understand our issue. We have 12 penalties, 127 yards, defensive interferences, holdings, personal fouls. Late at just some unexplained things that we got to get corrected. I was very proud of our kids. Kind of thought all along we'd play well. Thought we'd play pretty well offensively. I appreciate the way they hung in there and battled. We had a minor Suffield got a hip pointer. Tried to play a drive with it, couldn't push off, so we went to, not Suffield, Kaufman. Cam got a hip pointer, so that's why we went with Nate at the end, and that's why we played Nate last week. We'll need both of those guys, but I don't think Nate by any means is major. We tried to deal with it but couldn't get him back, but that wasn't the reason. Nate came in, played well, got the lead back for him. He's got a great future. But again, just not to get the stop at the end, not to get some stops earlier, and really to play a very, very poor third quarter. And I got to look at it as me, and I got to look at it as coaches. Come tell you, I can look at our kids. I love the way they're practicing. We had a phenomenal week. I like the way they work. I like the way they just looked at me in the locker room. We're changing the mindset with those kids. They're getting better. But as coaches, we didn't do a good job. Didn't do a good job at halftime making adjustments. We just kind of laid an egg, and that falls on me. You make calls and kids got to make plays, but I'm telling you, I can look at my kids with a lot of respect. Defense play a little better here and there, take some penalties out, but this game was on me, and we'll move forward and get some things going in a good way. So,
I guess what was it in that third quarter? I think 3 drives and like 10 plays offensively, just kind of what wasn't clear.
Couldn't get in rhythm, and that's a credit to their defense making a stop, or just whether you're throwing the ball. I think I'm trying to remember the play flow there early. I know we tried a couple short passes and just didn't connect. You got behind chains, but if you can get in rhythm and get you 4-5, get you 6, and get a first down, you get rolling. Then the run, the pass, there's good flow in the game. We just didn't do a good job of either execution or play selection. They didn't dramatically do anything. They did blitz a little bit more than they had done in other games, but it was the same blitzes they did last year against us. So it's like, hey, here's standard issue. Here's how they attacked us last year. Expect it. We didn't handle it early well, but again, just I think we had 340, 350 at halftime, and you're up by a point, and I think they're sitting at 180, and you've kind of statistically, if you're in the stats, but stats are for losers. Stats are for assistant coaches. End of the day, they're 9 of 18 on third down. Rushing the ball, they have 200 yards. We have $135. We have 55 passes, probably too many. Of course, we're behind, so 87 plays, 550 points or 550 yards. Just defensively, they ran the ball. Their backs are patient. Big old line. It kind of gets in your way and leans on you. Kind of patient, and we didn't tackle well. But, again, really, really, really just poor job coming at halftime. And we'll talk about as coaches and try to figure out what we did and how to do better.
Kevin, the last 4 minutes when you made the comeback, what was going right at that point?
Adjusted protection a little bit. Just hit a couple shots. We throw a little corner route. We run a little swing, sit route. We went swing corner, and they took a bait and hit a corner, and Cody outran them. Did a nice job on the 2-minute drive. Did a really good job on the 2-minute drive, working them down. And then just couldn't finish it off on our side. I don't think, did they have any sacks? Did we sack those guys? I don't think we sacked them, did we? And so that was a big part there. They do a nice job of gap protecting in some play action stuff, move the pocket with some boot, and in our 4-man game, we just didn't get home. So, again, line of scrimmage game, I got to still give it to Ball State. They run for 200 yards. We have no sacks. We told our guys starting Monday this game will be won at the line of scrimmage. And end of the day, that's one of the outside penalties. That's probably the one thing I'll give them an edge today because they got us there.
I guess it's a little out of left field, but it felt like punting was an issue tonight. I mean, just in the sense that they kind of
punting's an issue every day.
Well, but they
that's
kept
why we
back
go
in the
for 4th down. You guys think I'm bonehead, but I watch punt 15 minutes a day. So, but at the same time, I don't know. What was the field exchange with them? I mean, they got a phenomenal punter, which they've always had going back to, I remember Brad Maynard a decade ago. They averaged, 7 punts, 37.6, and we were 37.3. They're 4th in the nation, the best punter, and they out-punted us by 0.3 yards. So we really stunk.
How big of an issue did you feel field position was? I think you guys had 6 drives starting inside. You were on 20, and there were only like 1 or 2 that were really outside the 25.
Well, and I don't know. Unless to me you're on the 1 or 2 and really puckered up in the end zone, You know, if you one time we had a block in the back on a kick return. It started 1 on the 10, so that was a poor play by one of our young men. One of those major penalties we had. But I never felt it was bad. I mean, a part of field position is your defense getting a 3 and out. And when they work you a little bit and work you a little bit and work you a little bit and get to midfield, and if we're going 3 and out, you know, then all of a sudden it's like, you know, you're always on your 10 or 15 going 3 and out, punting the midfield. You know, so part of that, you know, the field position is not just kicking's a part of it, but it's also your defensive stops. And we did get some stops, but they worked us. They had the ball for 32 minutes. We had 27. Both teams had almost 90 plays. There was a lot of ball out there. Both teams were 9 of 18, 8 of 18. It's a pretty even game. I guess that's why it came down to the last play.
At this point, would you say Kaufman is the starter going into the next game?
Oh, I think so. I didn't know what's his numbers. I didn't look at him yet. 24 to 35 for 250. Like it's 13 to 20. They're both comparable. But, you know, I mean, I like them both. They both got great futures. That's why a week ago we played them both. Moving forward, there'll be no controversies. The best guy practices will play. They're both similar in what they do. We'll keep coaching them up hard. And as we move forward, again, I'm still excited with the young football team we got. That Trey's going to be with us for 3. We'll keep developing him. There's red shirt years for those guys. We need to recruit 1 or 2 more. But again, I thought Cam played very, very well. Unfortunately, got a little nicked up there.
One more question.
When you say you guys didn't do a good job, like what specifically are you
Well, you
thinking
got a
about?
boatload of penalties, and that's getting the kids' attention and focus and preparation ready to come. So, you know, if you can't play man-to-man, or you can't block with your hands inside, or you can't keep your kid to play with composure, that's coaching. You know, you're going at halftime, and I had some coaches start yelling at kids like, God, I'm looking at the stats, it's 350 to 180, calm down. You know, if we don't have 7 penalties, we're waxing them. You know, and tackle, you know, missed a couple tackles, but man, they got decent players over there. They do a nice job. Those guys, again, 2 years in a row now, those guys have played very, very well against us. And I got to give full credit to those guys. I mean, they play well. They got a very solid team, a veteran team. We're going to play better football teams. That's not slighting them. That's not slighting them, but in the Big Ten, you're going to play some ranked teams and some upper-level talent and some other tremendously great coaches. So it's not slighting them, but, you know, they do a nice job. They know what they want to do. They do it well. They're well-prepared, and they did a nice job. I felt offensively we would get after them and have a big game. And I'm disappointed in the third quarter because I don't know where it went, because I thought we would go about 650 the way we were playing, and I thought we would score 45 points, easy. Not putting them down. I thought if we got in rhythm, and we just didn't get in rhythm in the third quarter, that's play calling and all that stuff. So, and that's why, again, to me, you know, when I look at my guys, and I know, and this ain't coach speak, because I don't coach speak. When my guys are practicing as hard as they can play, I got some nice leaders giving us some great energy. I get guys looking in the eye. I got guys on their toes, P's and Q's, doing things the right way. When my kids are doing it right, we're coming up short. I got to make sure that we're asking them to do the right things. And because, again, we're all in this together. You can cast some stones. I don't cast a whole bunch. We point a lot of thumbs at ourselves, and it starts with me, and we'll keep doing a better job. I got a lot of respect for Ball State, but I got a lot of respect for this young football team. A lot, when I would say young in a bad way, this is a good team, and a lot better than most of you guys think with your little smirks out there. Okay, this is a good team that's going to get a heck of a lot better every second, every day. I promise you. We're going to put a team together. This school's going to take some pride in. You saw it today because we didn't fold up. We didn't make a play. We didn't make a stop, but we didn't fold. Those days are long gone. It's changing in our building. One of these days you'll catch on and see it too. It's changing. It's going to keep coming. Great win for Ball State. We'll have a good open date. We'll get ready for Big Ten play. Thanks, guys.